Hey there, junior detectives. Welcome to today's Top Secret Explainer. Today, we are on a very special mission to figure out what in the world is actually alive and what is just pretending. The world is full of so many different things, right? From the giant trees outside your window to the screen you are looking at right this second. But how do we know which of those things are truly living? Well, let's start by looking around your room right now. You might see a pet dog or a cat, and you probably see some regular old furniture, like a chair or a desk. How do you know for sure if your pet is alive, but your chair definitely isn't? Think about it. Have you ever seen your chair pull up to the dinner table and start munching on a slice of pepperoni pizza? Yeah, probably not. So, to solve this big mystery today, we are going to use our official 6-point detective checklist. It turns out all living things share these 6 special features. They breathe, move, grow, eat, feel, and reproduce. If something checks all these boxes, boom, it's alive. Okay, let's dive into clue number 1, breathing. So all living things absolutely need oxygen from the air to survive. You breathe air through your nose, right? And big animals, like elephants, do the exact same thing. But if you stare really, really closely at your math book, I promise you, no matter how long you look, it's definitely not going to take a deep breath. Now, what's super cool is how different animals breathe depending on where they live. Fish live underwater, so instead of noses, they use these special organs called gills. Meanwhile, little insects like caterpillars, well, they actually have tiny air holes all over their bodies called spiracles. And here is a top secret detective clue just for you. Plants are living things too, which means they also have to breathe. But obviously, you won't find a nose on a tree. Instead, plants breathe using tiny hidden openings on the very bottom of their leaves. These little hidden holes are called stomata. All right, moving right along to clue number 2, movement. Moving for food and water and finding shelter for protection. Basically, most living things move around from place to place to find exactly what they need. Us humans and animals like tigers, we walk on legs. But look at a bird. It flies using its wings. And a fish swims smoothly through the water using its fins. Even earthworms and snakes, which don't have any legs at all, still manage to crawl and slither on the ground. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, trees don't walk around. And you're totally right. Plants cannot move from place to place like animals do. But they do show body movements. Like a sunflower will actually slowly turn its head to follow the sun all throughout the day. Non-living things, on the other hand, are totally stuck. A book is just going to sit in your backpack until you physically reach in and pull it out. Let's look at clue number 3, growing, changing shape and size. You see, living things don't stay the exact same forever. Humans start out as tiny little babies, and we grow into tall adults over the years. Plants do this exact same thing. A tiny little seed gets planted in the dirt, it sprouts into a baby sapling, and eventually it grows into a giant tree. Now, just think about the stuff on your school desk. Imagine if you opened your pencil case tomorrow morning and your normal blue pens had suddenly grown overnight into giant, massive markers. That would be wild, right? But that literally never happens because non-living things absolutely do not grow or change their size. Okay, let's knock out clues number 4 and 5, eating and feeling. First up is eating. If we don't eat, we get super weak. Animals eat plants or other animals for energy, like a cow munching on grass or a monkey snacking on a banana. But plants are amazing. They don't eat bananas. They actually make their very own food. Next up is feeling. Living things can feel changes around them using their senses, like using eyes to see, ears to hear, noses to smell, tongues to taste, and skin to feel touch or pain. Animals use stuff like antennae or really sharp ears to sense if danger is nearby. But did you know plants can feel too? Take a look at this mimosa plant. It's actually called the touch-me-not plant because if you just lightly poke its leaves, they will instantly fold up and close. How cool is that? But non-living things? They don't need food, and they definitely do not feel anything. If you accidentally bump your elbow on a door, oh man, it hurts. But if you drop your pen hard on the floor, does it yell, ouch, or start crying in pain? Nope. Non-living things don't feel a single thing. And that brings us to our final clue, clue number 6, reproducing, making young ones. Reproducing is just a big science word for when living things make young ones of their own kind. Some animals, like dogs and elephants, give birth to live babies. But others, like birds, frogs, and crocodiles, they actually lay eggs. Then, when the young ones are ready, they break open the egg to come out into the world. And this super exciting process is called hatching. So, I want you to look at your favorite chair again. Maybe even give it a little pat. Do you think that chair is ever going to suddenly lay a little wooden chair egg? Is a baby chair going to hatch out of it? Absolutely not. Non-living things just do not reproduce. All right, let's step into the detective practice room and really test your new skills. Look closely around this room. Can you spot the living things? Well, we have the boy, his spotted dog, the cat, the yellow bird, and that green plant. They all breathe, move, grow, eat, feel, and reproduce. But what about the cricket bat, the soccer ball, and the bed? Yep, definitely non-living. So here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Whenever you are confused about whether something is alive or not, you never have to guess. Just pull out this 6-step checklist in your mind. Ask yourself, does it breathe air? Can it move on its own? Does it grow bigger? Does it need food and water? Can it feel things? And does it make babies of its own kind? If the answer is yes, congratulations, you've found a living thing. But before we completely wrap up this explainer, I'm leaving you with one final tricky detective test to figure out entirely on your own. Imagine a boy named Raheem has a very cool toy monkey. When he turns it on, this toy monkey runs, jumps, and even dances all around the room. But it runs on batteries. So, is Raheem's toy monkey truly alive? Think hard about our 6 clues, tell a friend or your teacher your answer, and until next time, keep investigating the amazing living world around you.